Are you looking for a way to scale your short-term rental business and buy more properties? Well, co-hosting might be the right fit for you. Welcome to the Co-Host Coach podcast with Joe Roney. This episode of the Co-Host Coach is brought to you by Savvy STR Agents. If you're looking to buy a short-term rental, then contact the STR Savvy Agent team at savvy.realty.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Co-Host Coach. I am Joe Roney, and today I am super excited about talking about a case study. And the case study I'm going to talk about is a property that we actually took over 1 year ago today. So we are just coming up to our 1 year mark on a property that we went in, did a new design, changed some things around, and started managing. And we're going to talk about some of the importances of some of the things that we did to this property and how it's performing today compared to where it was before. So as you guys know, I've talked about it all the time. When we take on a new property to co-host, we want to make the property stand out. In today's world, in short-term rentals, you can no longer be average. You can't be average. You have to stand out. And we want to help our owners make their property stand out because it's going to help us deliver better results. We can take an average property all day long and do listing optimization and do Facebook ads and have the right revenue management. But if the property is a dud, it's a dud, right? You're not going to be able to get max ADRs. You're not going to be able to get max revenue. If you don't have something to market to say, this is why you should stay at my property, then you're just going to be another Airbnb or another Vrbo or another short-term rental that's on the market with thousands of other ones that every guest gets to choose from. When that happens, your ADR is going to drop, your revenue is going to drop, and everybody's already talking about it. Right here in 2025, we are sitting at, this is the 1st of May that I'm shooting this, and a lot of people are talking 4 months into the year, they're down. They're down to last year, or they're not getting summer bookings, or they're not getting spring bookings, whatever it may be. And most of the ones that I'm talking to that have properties that are down have average properties. You have got to find a way to have super properties in today's STR world. So the property that we took over, we actually technically signed contract in February. I think it was February 6th or 7th of 2023. And when we signed contract, the current property manager had a 90-day clause. So for the next 90 days, they had to, keep their bookings, keep that property management in place, and we couldn't actually take over the property until May 1st. I think their last booking left on April 29th, so we might have gotten out there on the 30th to get started, but we couldn't really get started on doing a new design or a new update till May 1st. As you know, you don't want to wait until May 1st to start getting summer bookings. So when we took over the property in February, the first thing we did is we took the existing photos and we uploaded them and we created a new listing. So we blocked out February, March, and April. We blocked out the first 10 days or so of May because we knew we were going to be doing the redesign. But what we also did, and in the first 10 pictures, we took the design boards that my wife created on what we were going to do to the property. And it was in bold right out of the gates. New design coming, showing the different vision boards, different things that we were doing. I talked about it in the listing. That way we could start to get bookings for the summer without waiting until May 8th or so, or May 9th, when our property actually went live. We were able to book quite a few weeks for the summer. Obviously we didn't get as high of a rate as I was hoping because we still had some of the old photos. And the honest truth is this listing was not awful. This is a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, golf front, 53 steps to the beach, 53 steps to the beach, and has an in-ground pool, a hot tub, elevator. Like, this is a beautiful property. But the furniture and decor that was in it was like old and outdated, and it just, it looked like Golden Girls' house. Actually, I think Golden Girls probably looked a little bit better than some of these. The crazy thing is the previous property manager didn't do awful, because of the location and because of where it was. They actually booked out $170,000 in revenue for the previous year before we took over it. So $170,000 sounds great, but when you buy a property for 1.3 million and you pay a property manager 20%, that is negative cash flow. So these owners for multiple years were losing money. They wanted to do some new updates. They wanted to get the property to be profitable again. They partnered with us. My wife came up with a new design. We put those vision boards on the Airbnb and VRBO listing. We started to book out. And then on May 1st, we went into the property. And in 7 days, we did everything. We wallpapered walls. We got all new furniture, new beds, new dressers, new living room furniture, new outdoor furniture. We added some arcade games, all new bedding, new coffee bar. Now, we did not go in there and do new flooring or, replace, kitchen cabinets or anything like that. I'll be honest, there's some more things that we could have done. And there's some things that even to this day I'd like to do, but they had a pretty low budget because they were losing money. Their all-in budget, including our fees, was $25,000. So that was it. That's what they had, and that's what we had to work with. And we don't work for free, so we had to have our pay that we were getting in there. So we really, for $12,000 to $15,000, had to completely redesign a 5-bedroom house. When I tell you that my wife works miracles, my wife is pretty amazing, and she works miracles. And we went in there, and in 7 days, we got it all knocked out, sold a bunch of the old furniture on Marketplace. We used that $1,500 that we made on Marketplace to buy some more things for the house, which gave us our budget. It was a little bit of a hassle. This is not something we do for every single client, but this was kind of a signature property for us. We knew this was going to be our top performing property, and we wanted to do everything we could to make this property perform. So, like I said, we wallpapered every bedroom, got wallpaper murals or, accent walls. We added some curtains. We added some, we had to redo the kitchen because it didn't have all the supplies that were needed. It did end up needing a new refrigerator that did go above and beyond the original budget because the refrigerator that was there was going out. So we did get that updated, and we got it done in 7 days, and we went live. We officially today, technically this next week on the 8th, so when you guys are listening to this, is the 1-year anniversary of when we had our first guest. We had our first guest on May 8th or May 9th of last year. I took the numbers from May 8th of last year to May 7th of this year. We increased the revenue by 25% or $42,000 more revenue for these owners than the previous property manager. That's not chump chase. They gave us a $25,000 budget. They just had about 180% ROI on their investment on that $25,000. Where in the stock market can you get 180% in your ROI? We took them and we increased their revenue by $42,000 on a $25,000 budget, and they are thrilled. They are thrilled that what we're doing. They're thrilled because their property is beautiful and being well maintained. And I'm going to tell you one more thing that happened to this. We actually, when we took over this property, we were not real thrilled with the cleaning team that they had because we had gone in there a couple of times before we took over and did the updates and just to take some measurements and see how the cleaning team was doing to see if we wanted to continue to keep the cleaning team that they were using. And we were not real thrilled. The cleaning team that was there was, they were just okay. There was a lot of stuff missed. When we actually went in there and did the redesign, we invited our cleaners that we had to come visit it. But we also invited the cleaning team that was already doing it to come visit the property, and so we could meet them in person. And I will tell you that cleaning team was blown away. And the honest truth was they were cleaning an average to subpar property, and they were doing an average to subpar job because they didn't really have any pride in what they were cleaning. It was just another house for them. But when they saw what we did to this property and the amount of work and effort and blood and sweat and tears and all the great things that had to go into making this property what it is today, they said, we want this property. Give us a chance. Let us show you that we can meet your standards. today, that cleaning company is cleaning 5 units for us. They are absolutely fantastic. Harry, if you're listening to this, thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously. They have really been a right-hand person for me. Boots on the ground, has bailed me out of many, many issues, whether it be handyman issues, whatever it may be. We built a relationship with that cleaning company, and now we've redesigned 2 other properties that they manage for us. So there's, they're doing a total of 5. 2 of the other ones we've redesigned. 2 of the most recent properties they're cleaning are ones that we have not redesigned yet. We're getting in discussions on what we're going to do with those properties. We just took them over just a few months ago down in Miramar, and we're debating on what we're going to do at this point with those properties because they need the same kind of updates that this one needs. But that truly is, the kind of case study that we're going to be able to use as we go and talk to new owners and bring on additional co-host properties that need this kind of work. We love doing the redesigns. We love doing the setups. I seriously, the most recent property we're doing that we're going to bring on live next week, we went in and we actually put wood ceilings and shiplap walls and more wallpaper and all kinds of stuff. So it's actually getting its backyard turf today. Putting green's getting put in, pergola. We are going to go live, get pictures on early next week and be live by the middle to end of next week. So these are the kind of things that you have to do in today's market for your own properties if you own them. But this is the kind of conversation you can have with your co-host properties. If you have properties, you have owners today that are frustrated. Revenue is a little bit down. I'll be honest, I have one property right now that is struggling this year. And it's one of those newer properties that we took over in Miramar. And it's just a really average to below average looking property. And when we took over the property, we didn't have the bandwidth at that point to do the updates. We kind of did it as a favor to some friends. And we took over these 2 properties. And one of them, is in a community that's just a fantastic community. It's got a pretty decent design. It's doing really well. The other one, it's just a little basic. So we're going to go in next week and do some minor updates to get it ready for peak season. But it's going to need major updates when the season's over. And I just had the conversation with the owner the other day. We hopped on a call and he's like, I'm failing to understand why is this house not booking? Why is it not getting the revenue, not getting the bookings? It's really struggling, and I've never seen it struggle this before. I pulled up 5 comps of similar size properties that knocked it out of the park. And those properties are full at higher ADRs than this property. So I just had the same conversation talking about this case study of this property that we took over last year and told him what we were able to do. I got his buy-in. It's too late. We're in summer. We can't, we're in May. We got summer rolling. We are starting to get booked up a little bit, not as high of rates as we can, but you can't do a complete design, redesign, and set up a whole new property with all new furnishings in 1 month. There's planning that goes ahead of that. There's, putting up design boards, finding all the items that we need to order, getting them all in, and then scheduling and to get in there to do it. And at this point, it's just too close to summer for us to be able to make that happen. So we're going to plan to do this in August or September. So in 2026, his property can go back to doing the $150,000 that it was a few years ago, because it's dropped from $150,000 a year to less than $90,000 in the past 3 years because of the lack of design, amenities, and quality of the listing. So as you are bringing on co-host clients, you have to understand that it is a new world in the short-term rental space. And if you're taking over average properties, do not overpromise that you're going to be able to make these properties amazing. Will you increase the revenue over some of these big property management companies that are failing? Probably. It'll probably happen. But are you going to see a 25% increase and $40,000+ increase in revenue? Probably not, unless you're changing the aesthetics and what the property looks like. So, loved it. So excited for these owners. They are cash flow positive after paying our management fees. They are cash flow positive for the first time since they've owned this property. And I am super happy for them. They may keep it long term. They may be able to sell it for top dollar now, whatever it may be. They're going to have they have a great investment, because when you have those numbers to show for it, it's going to get better revenue or better sales price when it's all said and done. Obviously, I hope that they continue to own it, let us continue to management, and have a long-term 10, 15, 20-year partnership, because we love the property. It is absolutely a fantastic location in the West End Laguna Beach area. So we do have a few openings. So if you're listening to this and you're looking to go to Laguna Beach, West End, Panama City Beach this summer, shoot me a message. I am going to shoot this Airbnb link in the show notes, and you can take a look at it. And if you want to look at some before and after photos, we do have a few before and after photos on our property management website, which is roncasavacations.com. And there are some before and after photos of what it used to look like and what it looks like today. We're actually going in there. We actually just got another new couch recently, because the couch that we did pick out just didn't wear as well as we thought. We were on that limited budget. And, we got a Wayfair couch that made it a full season. But in order to get through another season and continue to have 5-star reviews, I will say that's the last thing that I will say about this property. We are 1 year in, and we have, I want to say it's 26 or 27 5-star reviews and nothing less. On top of that, I think there's another 9 VRBO 5-star reviews. So we are over 30 plus 5-star reviews across the board, and people rave about everything that we did to this property. So that's it for this week. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you next time.